Some like it hot and some sweat when the heat is on. Boom, doom, doom, doom. Doom, 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 doom. It's summertime, my least favorite season, as I've already explained. However, we are in the downward slide to Christmas time. Today, we are going to make a tropical-inspired, notional Caribbean meal. I'm not imitating or trying to reproduce something fully authentic because I'm not trained to do that. What we're gonna do is try to make something and interpret it and change it a little bit. And we're not saying it's this, this, or this. We're saying it's sort of like that. Today, we're gonna try to make something similar to jerk chicken. Ooh. We're going to make mango salsa, fresh mango salsa, which you should have in your back pocket anyway, but not in your jeans because it'll wreck them. Then we are going to do something called Caribbean potato salad. It looks interesting and fun. And then we're going to make bananas boom boom, also known as bananas on fire, but really known as bananas Foster. What is jerk chicken? It's pretty much directly from certainly the Caribbean and most likely Jamaica, which we're gonna attempt to celebrate. I think celebrate's a good word. We're not gonna get it totally right, but we're gonna celebrate some aspect of it. It has ingredients which are indigenous to the Caribbean, certainly the Jamaica area, allspice, Scotch bonnets, couldn't find them, and other garlic and things like that. Why is it called jerk chicken? Okay, there's basically two kinds of jerk foods, specifically, let's say chicken. The word comes from jerky. Okay, so one of them is dry smoked. It's blacker looking, it's hard, and it's delicious and juicy inside. Then there's the wet marinade, which is what we're gonna do, which you can bake or barbecue. We're not gonna barbecue specifically because it's really, really hot outside. We're gonna use the oven, so we've already changed the recipe. The Taino and the Arawak people who lived in Jamaica probably invented this. Obviously, all the islands in the Caribbean have a very, very difficult past. So there's many cultures that came into the flavors of jerk spice, probably from Africa. So you can jerk anything. You can jerk seitan if you want, if you have veg friends. You can jerk jackfruit. That's like a song. You can jerk a jackfruit. You can jerk pork. Beef, not so sure. On a swordfish, a little weird, but usually it's chicken. So let's make a celebration of jerk chicken. This is ground allspice. What is allspice? It's a berry. Ooh, it's gonna make me sneeze. It's kind of clovey, five spicey, which has allspice in it. You'll recognize it when you buy it. If you can get the berries, buy the berries and crush them. We are not going to use Scotch bonnets, which is a absolute transgression. I searched high and low for Scotch bonnets, but I could only find habaneros. Now, every recipe from Jamaican people says, Scotch bonnets, not habaneros. Okay, sorry, because the reason is because Scotch bonnets are a slightly different flavor profile. They were a little fruitier than habaneros. I'm just gonna put a lot of stuff in the blender that is in the flavor profile and hope for the best, okay? Scallions, cut the roots off. You want some of the green, guys. This garlic is so stunning. It's from Lancaster Farms. Look at this. It's really preferable to marinate this for at least 12 hours. Like all things, if you can't, it's okay. If you need to do it in the morning or 4 hours before, it's okay. So I'm cutting the bottom of this off. Peel this, but it peels, it's wet because it's so fresh. Look at that. No paper. And then I'm literally gonna do this. Very impressed with this. This is Lancaster Farm. It is, in fact, in Farm to People. I think they work closely with Lancaster Farms. As you've noticed and commented, I don't use a lot of garlic, but you gotta put garlic in this. Shallot. Shallot be a shallot? Yes, it shall. Jamaican beef patties, man. Golden crust. Woo! Mike and I used to get those when we were much younger, when we were driving back to my college, which no longer exists, Simon's Rock. So now not only do I barely have a BA, my college doesn't exist anymore. But anyway, when we used to drive back and forth on the terrifying Taconic, we used to stop uptown and get Jamaican beef patties. Oh, they're so good. Do you know they actually make those in the stores? You can buy them in a box, but they actually make them. I'm gonna just quickly give this a little pulse. Put a little soy sauce. I mean, this is the New York Times recipe, basically. Do they use soy sauce? I don't know. It says a tablespoon or something. Here's some apple cider vinegar. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to remind you, when you are cutting hot peppers like these very beautiful habaneros, washing your hands is not sufficient before you touch your hoo-ha or your eyes. So I washed my hands last night after I made the Magic of Television one, ate Chinese food and hung out with my friends. I went upstairs, went to bed. When I woke up this morning, I put my contact lens in. It was like somebody poured acid in my eye. Be aware. Now, they always tell you what's the hottest part. The hottest part is the seeds. So if you want it a little less hot, take the seeds out. Now my hands are deadly. 1, 2, 3. Allspice. They say 2 tablespoons. Now I'm gonna eyeball this. Oh, it's deadly. I'm gonna put half a cup of vegetable oil in. Ginger. They want you to use, this has to be a misprint. They want you to use a 12-inch piece of ginger? That's insanity. I think they mean half-inch piece of, 12 inches is like that, boys. One of my mother's sisters, half-sisters, her name was Virginia, and they used to call her Ginger. I think that's a great nickname, isn't it? Ginger. Huge piece of ginger. I hate doing this. I don't know. Is there anybody out there who loves doing this? So the crew is telling me to just cut this off with a knife. Ginger. Everything's in there, right? Here we go. Oh, salt and pepper. Jeez Louise. Now, I would be inclined to put like green pepper, pink peppercorns in here, but we don't want to stray too far. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay, so the reason it changed color is because air came in it. So don't worry about the baby brown. It's okay. Oh, it's so good.
Hot?
Not really. I mean, it's spicy. I mean, I can go much hotter than that. I'm gonna get the chicken. Now, I suggest always that you use chicken thighs. Bone in is nice for jerk. I couldn't find those. Breasts are very difficult. So I would brine and then jerk it. It's you know, if you use a thigh, it's small and it doesn't dry up into a bullet. I like this brand if I can't go to Hudson and Charles. That's a boneless thigh. Boneless thigh. I'm not gonna wash my hands in between because we're gonna wash everything, so I'm literally just gonna pour the marinade on. Unfortunate color, ignore. It will change color in the oven. This can be done even 2 days in advance if you want. I'm just making sure all the pieces are covered. And then unlike the other chicken thigh recipe we made, you won't pour the marinade on. You'll make sure they're fully covered and we position them in the pan. You don't pour the marinade on. This goes in for its sleep into the refrigerator. I like it to look nice when it's in the fridge, in case some of the other things in the fridge go, ah, they're such a mess. The milk says, "Oh, you're such a mess, you marinating chicken." And the pre-batch martini goes, "I don't know what you're doing in that bowl, but you look like a wreck." It's making my eyes water slightly. Beep. Jerk! We're gonna make potato salad, Jamaican-inspired potato salad, but the first thing I have to do is boil the potatoes, so I'm gonna boil the potatoes first. Now, how long do you boil a potato? You have small potatoes, they boil for 9 minutes, drain them, put them back in the pan and put a cloth over them. That's how you cook potatoes in water. Those are real small, so I think 8 minutes, they'll probably be okay. Now, what is in a Jamaican-inspired potato salad? Reggie opined that it's kind of like a potato deviled egg. And she's right, it is sort of like that. But they use a couple of very interesting and fun ingredients, which you probably don't use. Well, specifically one, which is salad cream. For part of my childhood, I grew up in England. This is a very, very common thing in England. Kind of more than mayonnaise, you can substitute mayonnaise. If you can find this, you'll find it in Caribbean stores, you'll find it in Europe, you can find this. Okay, so salad cream, interesting. Smoked paprika, right? Now this is hot, or paprika, from Spice House, the best. It's a beautiful color. I'm using this mustard because I love it. It's what they call hot English mustard. So ours is gonna be a little on the perky side, okay? I love this stuff. This is the most underused mustard, man. Oh, it makes me want a sandwich. Let's go ahead and start the prep. So I'm cutting up a shallot. You may remember when we made the beautiful seafood platter in Quag, we discussed how to make Japanese-style hard-boiled eggs, which have a soft center. We don't want that for this. We want a fully cooked one. So you put the 2 eggs in coolish water, bring it to a rolling boil, take it off the heat, put a lid on it, and leave it for at least 10 to 12 minutes. And you should have a fully cooked hard-boiled egg. So this you can make your jerk marinade, put it in the fridge, watch your show, and then you can go ahead and make your potato salad. You're gonna be up a little bit late, but you're gonna be ready for your party tomorrow. As Betty Crocker said, if you can't make it in advance, don't make it. But that's not always true. But this is a fun summer meal. So I think this you could make in advance, and it might be better if you made it in advance. All right, I'm draining these. They're so small that I don't really think I need to steam these. So I'm actually just gonna do this. I'm not gonna cover them. Yeah, they're cooked. Normally what I would do, if they were the slightly bigger ones that you normally get, 9 minutes, drain, put them back in here, and go like that. You know that thing where you're like, how long do I boil the potato for? 9 minutes. That's the trick. These are small though. So we're now ready to assemble. I'm gonna cut these in half. Has everybody been watching Trainwreck? The famous one they did was Woodstock 99, which was actually quite unfair to Michael Lang, the original producer of Woodstock. Now they have one about the crack-smoking Toronto mayor, which I thought was great. They made one about the cruise ship that got stranded and the toilets overflowed. Okay, I cut the potatoes. They're still a little bit warm, which means they're still cooking a little bit, and they're perfect right now. So I'm kind of trying to aerate it a little bit because I don't want them to get overcooked. Now we're gonna put in the shallot. Don't write in and say it's supposed to have onion. I know. I'm celebrating it by making it my own without being rude. I'm now gonna cut up my hard-boiled eggs. Ooh, look at that yolk. So there's your yellow. Reggie asked me why the photograph was yellow. These eggs are from Horseshoe Ranch. So now, peas and carrots. I'm gonna just check these to make sure they're fully thawed. You know, don't turn your nose up at frozen veg. This is very good. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, how much of this do I want in there? I'm just looking at colors. Okay, it's a 1/4 cup each of these. 1/4 cup. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not mixing it because I don't want to mash it. salad cream. It's deliciously zingy. Water, number one. Spirit vinegar, corn flour, egg yolks, salt. Wow, that's not bad. Riboflavin, but that's, who cares? Here we go. Hello. A little bit of mustard. This is gonna zing it up. Don't let anybody tell you it ain't hot. It's hot. Just gonna gently turning it. And I'm gonna put a little paprika in there. I don't know if you're South Park fans out there, but in probably the greatest episode, one of the greatest episodes, it's called Casa Bonita, which apparently was a real restaurant. Well, guess what Matt and Trey, the creators of South Park, did? They bought and reopened the original restaurant. Millions of fans got in line electronically to get these cards, right, Adam? And to get into the restaurant. And Adam got one. So he's going to Casa Bonita.
I am going to Casa Bonita.
I don't know what Cajun spice is, but it's here. I'm now putting it in a more attractive bowl. You might even say, the perfect bowl. Potato salad. So I'm gonna put a little fresh cracked pepper on here, and then I'm gonna refrigerate it for at least an hour. It's also slightly warm, which you don't want. Salsa. Salsa. Let's make salsa. We're gonna make mango salsa. We had a little problem, which is if you order produce from a delivery service, even though it's great produce, it's not right. So, you know, I can't make salsa out of it. I can barely. So how do you know it's ripe? You should be able to make a small impression on it. A trick that sometimes works is to put unripe fruit in a paper bag for a few days and it'll ripen. In the meantime, we went out and bought some mango. I'm gonna make it a little bit spicy, but we're gonna keep it somewhat cool because it's to serve with the jerk chicken, so we don't want it to be too crazy. Chop this into sort of smallish pieces. Do you ever watch the ladies peeling the mangoes? You want to feel like a jerk, watch these women. You really shouldn't make this too far in advance because the vinegar and the citrus could make this a little mushy. And also you don't want to put cilantro or whatever herb you're using in here too early because it'll wilt. It'll go yucky. Put the cilantro on, if you're using it, at the last minute. Bum, 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 bum. Did I ever tell you the story about the conga line when I was a little kid? I guess it was a panic attack. I was at a New Year's thing and everybody started doing a conga line. I was probably 5, and every time they kicked their foot out, it was so terrifying because they were all going, na dun 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 dun, ha, like that. And I was like this, walking behind the grown-ups. And when they counted down, that's when I ran. I thought I was gonna die. And I ran out and I crawled under the privet hedge. And I guess the legend is that they were looking for me for like 2.5 hours. Okay, here's a little pepper from the garden. Not very big. I don't think we need a lot of heat in this though. I'm gonna check this just to make sure it's not nuclear. Oh, it's hot.
What kind of pepper is that?
I don't know, I forgot what I planted. Let's do a little lime juice. Oh, good. That was good. Oh, that was very good. Now remember, limes are very, very different to lemons in flavor. They're floral. I happen to love limes. Okay, here's some lime juice. This amount, whatever that may be. Don't forget, limes don't have seeds. The flesh is a nice ingredient. A little bit of yuzu, because you know we are fancy. A little bit of vinegar, just a tiny bit of rice wine vinegar. I have some pickled shallots here. So this is mandolined shallot, red wine vinegar, red peppercorns, and salt. It's the greatest thing for steak. It's perfect for this too. I'm gonna leave it to kind of stew in there. A little bit of salt. And I'm gonna put some more red peppercorns in for appearance and also for taste, because they have a very lovely taste. There's more liquid than you want. That's okay. Right now, for like 30 minutes, let it stay like this. And then you'll take it out of the excess liquid. Mango salsa. Have it with a salsa. We're gonna drain the mango. We're gonna drain the mango. This wept a little bit just because it's fruit salad. Remember when we made fruit salad and I told you to put orange juice in it? It kind of pulls out the flavor a little bit. Just draining it and poo. Draining it and poo. I'm gonna add a little color to this. It needs a little red. This is togarashi, which is perfect for this. Spicy tasting, but not hot, like Aleppo peppers. Taste like chili peppers, they're amazing, but they're not spicy. So dried Aleppo is a great addition to a lot of stuff. A little bit of green. Little green, have a happy ending. That's a song that Joni Mitchell wrote about her daughter that she gave up for adoption. And in one of the many stories that you just don't hear about in the world, they reconnected, and then they were sort of like, meh, and they separated again. But that's what the song Little Green is about, in case you're wondering. Beautiful mango salsa. Salsa. We're gonna cook the jerk. A cook of the jerk. So this has been marinating overnight. Just gonna kind of turn this around a little bit. I have the oven at 400, which I'm presuming is correct. That's how I would cook chicken thighs. Lay this relatively flat. Put a little bit of sauce on top of them. Keep this in case we need it. But you cannot use this out of the refrigerator because it has raw chicken. And I'm just gonna bake this. Now, it's much more intelligent to do it outside, but frankly, it's inhuman outside right now. The way you would do it on the grill is a nice sort of hot area of the grill and then a medium hot area. You'd place your chicken down and you'd have an oiled grill and you would just flip it quite frequently. Flip, 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 until it's cooked if you know. And if you don't know, it should be around 165. And then you serve it. But we're gonna put ours in the oven because I'm not gonna shoot outside today. Sorry. Meanwhile, people in other states that are much hotter are like, you New Yorkers, it's hot outside. Lynn was trying to make the crew eat lunch outside. But anyways, let's take it to the stage. Okay, so it's not very attractive currently, but it's gonna become extremely beautiful. Don't look at it now. Good luck, little chickens. Don't be a jerk. Here we are with our jerk chicken that looks absolutely divine. I would recommend if you are using Lancaster Farms garlic stems like that to not use so much of the stem. We have a little bit of some little fibers, but they're edible and they're fine. But this is absolutely gorgeous. Now, when it was finishing, I turned the broiler on and I just broiled it a little bit. So just a few minutes just for color on the top. So I'm just putting a little bit of green on the plate. I would actually suggest dressing this very slightly with some yuzu and vinegar. Then suddenly it becomes an addition, not just a garnish. Now this is parsley. Frankly, it should be cilantro. Yuzu vinegar on here, just a little bit, just to brighten up the top. Beautiful. Don't be a jerk. Try some jerk. Okay, we can do better than that. Don't eat dirt, eat jerk. Hey, Ernie and Bert, eat some jerk. Anyway, this is jerk chicken. Try it. It's very easy. It's not fully authentic. We just tried our best, you know? And it's beautiful. And you can make it in advance. Bananas Boom Boom. You've heard about it? The name was invented by Filippo Guerini Maraldi. If there's some bizarre reason why he's watching this, I remember you. Bananas Boom Boom is essentially Bananas Foster flambe. So we're going to make Bananas Foster, which is really just rum sauce bananas, and then we're going to attempt to flambe it. If it doesn't go boom boom, Nick says he can fix it in post. Well, where does Bananas Foster come from? Well, it comes from the kind of the 50s in New Orleans, from a restaurant which has a very beautiful name, which is Vieux Carré, which means old pal. It was run by a guy called Brennan, and his wife spoke to the chef about making this banana dessert. There was apparently a glut of bananas in New Orleans. And Foster is actually the name of a crime-fighting guy that was friends with Mr. Brennan, who owned Vieux Carré, which became Brennan's. The history of it is cute. It's really just somebody talking to a chef. Now, I will be honest with you, this has been on the Dinner Party Tonight menu like 7 times, and we've never made it. Now we're gonna make it. And if it doesn't boom boom, we're gonna make it boom boom with consent. Oh, man. We're, obviously making a cooking show. You should really cook this in front of them with their dessert plates out, because it should be served hot and with the melted yumminess and everything. The only thing you could possibly do in advance is the base, which is the sugar I'm going to show you, and rum. When we attempt to flambe, that would be à la moment, when at service, okay? And this should be cooked and served immediately. Half a cup of butter. Nobody said the Brennans were on a diet. It fascinates me that nobody uses the word fattening or dieting anymore. Oh, it's actually a 1/4 cup of butter. It's half this. I'm melting that up in a beautiful cast iron pan. Think of New Orleans sounds. There's some sugar. It's 2/3 of a cup. Oh boy. We are making some kind of crazy thing. It's funny, we always go, what about Bananas Boom Boom? And then at the last minute we'll be like, no, let's make something. So this is a big event for Dinner Party Tonight. Part of our 10-year anniversary celebration. We finally got it on the menu for you. And this part you can do in advance, but you can look nice and do this. It's not hard. Okay, I'm gonna add some rum, 3½ tablespoons. This I am gonna measure. 1, 2, 3, and a half. Stirring it up. Ooh, that looks delicious. I'm gonna put a tiny bit of salt in this. Putting a little vanilla paste in. This is very easy, guys. You can have this all measured out in little cups and everything. A little bit of vanilla paste. Okay, these are gonna cook really fast. I'm gonna turn this down. Putting in my bananas. Oopsie, one of them broke, so I ate it. Who can say no to Bananas Boom Boom? It's nice to kind of flip them over in the sauce a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna cook that for 2 more minutes. I had this in the Caribbean. That is correct. That tastes like Bananas Boom Boom. In my opinion, they're cooked because they're quite ripe and delicious. I'm adding some coarsely chopped walnuts, which just makes it amazing. Just gonna kind of cook those in there. Look at that. Oh boy. Here we go. Oh, I'm just coming now with your Bananas Boom Boom. It's gonna work perfectly the first time we flambe it. Bananas Boom Boom, Bananas Boom Boom, Bananas Boom Boom, boom, Bananas Boom Boom.
There we go.
Wow. Bananas Boom Boom. It went boom boom. In fact, it's still going boom boom. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it totally worked. And it's a delicious dessert. A little plop of ice cream. Flambe them. Ah, la la la. They're all sitting at your counter. Bloop 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 with your flambe. Oh my God, it flambéed. Oh my God. And then come in bloop 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 with your ice cream. Gorgeous. Bananas Boom Boom. Today we made our version of jerk chicken. Came out pretty good. Spicy. We made some delicious mango salsa to cool things down. And we made a potato salad in the style of the Caribbean. And then we made Bananas Boom Boom. AKA Bananas on Fire, also known as Bananas Foster. We had such a fun day making dishes from a vast lexicon with our own spin, sort of a celebration of some foods from the Caribbean. And we have some bananas boom boom. Who's gonna eat the bananas boom boom? Oh, Nicholas!
Thank you.
It's not on fire anymore.
No, it looks fantastic. Can't wait.
Here he goes. Should be pretty good. Pretty good?
It's fantastic.
Isn't it delicious? So easy too. So we want to thank you so much for watching Dinner Party tonight. I don't know how we can thank you, except by hopefully producing content where Nicholas eats bananas boom boom. We want to thank you for sending your photos. Nancy Morissette, Brian Marcus. What beautiful table settings. Please send us your pictures. We love them. He's making a lot of noise. He's chewing and eating and slurping. And it's very good. Do you think your kids would like it?
If there's any left.
So anyway, please feel our gratitude for watching our show. Hit the things, we don't know how it works, but it helps us, the algorithm or something, nobody really understands. And Nick is about to go into a sugar coma. And we love you, and we'll be back soon. Dun 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 dun, ha! Dun 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 dun, ha! Dun 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 dun, ha! And then the 10, 9, 8. I was like, holy cow, I had to run.